All right, well. There we go. Welcome to the Jet Fan Diary. All right, people. Doing a live stream. Got a lot to talk about. So I'm just going to dive right in and we're going to get to the meat and bones of this. So I've had 5 weeks now to process everything that we've dealt with. And we're 0-5. We're going into England to play the Denver Broncos that have a great defense. We're going to get smoked. My optimism is basically at an all-time low. This franchise has reached new lows that I never thought we could reach with its dysfunction from the top to the bottom, from ownership to management to coaching to player execution on the field. It's all been an utter failure for the 2025 season so far. Just disgusting. Okay? So, the Jets, we have effort issues. Sherwood, who we paid a ton of money to be one of our stud linebackers, doesn't look good. I got to be honest. He does not look good. All right? I'd even fringe on saying terrible, but I'll be nice and say, Sherwood, you don't look good on the field. All right? You don't look like you belong with a C on your jersey because you're not elevating everyone's game around you. Okay. Cisco, you're a waste of money. For all I care, Muji should have never paid you money. You are, I think you might even be $9 to $14 million. I wouldn't pay you $2. Okay? Goodbye. Get out of here, Cisco. All right? Our edges are not getting to the quarterback. So when you don't have your edges getting to the quarterback has all day. You got to get pressure on the quarterback, and our edges are not doing it. We're not getting sacks. We're not forcing the turnovers, which, speaking of, first time in NFL history that a team has gone 0-5 and not forced a single turnover. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God, this team can't even force a single turnover. What are you doing on that field? You're playing grab ass or something. It's like you can't tackle, you can't put pressure on the quarterback, you can't stop the run, and you can't stop the pass because basically every game Sauce, the elite cornerback, gets smoked for a touchdown. I mean, come on, people. I don't know what's going on out there, but it's a disaster. All right? Why has this team quit on Aaron Glenn? I don't know. I'd love to know the answer. But the team does not look like they are playing with any effort and heart. And if anything goes wrong on that field, anything goes wrong on that field, the whole team just crumbles and folds like a tent on a windy afternoon. It's just done. And week 1, the team showed some effort, and they actually should have beat Pittsburgh. We won like 7 of 8 statistical categories that mean everything in football. And then we got Boswell in the end, and we all left like, only the Jets. But at least we lost game 1 with effort. The team looked like they were working out there to get that game. Since then, from weeks 2 to weeks 5, we've been steamrolled. Any statistical categories that we've done offensively was all done in garbage time. All of it. Garbage. None of it really mattered. It was all just padding statistical categories when the game was already over. Okay? So those stats mean nothing to me. Situational football has been a disaster. Like special teams, when Aaron Glenn sends that Williams schmuck out there he fumbles the one of the kick returns. Then the schmuck gets rewarded with another opportunity to field a punt and buries us in on our two. You gotta know where you are on the field. You understand where you are. This is situational football. Okay, I'm standing on my 5 or my 2 or my 1. If the ball comes to me, step out of the way and let it go in the end zone for a touchback. Not rocket science, people. But again, that I blame on coaching, but I also blame on it's a professional athlete that's supposed to be out there fielding that ball. How does he not know? This is Pop Warner 101 bullshit. Okay? This is why we are a losing franchise. This is why this is the worst franchise in all of sports. Okay? The team looks broken. It's an embarrassment that we put on the field on a weekly basis the last 4 weeks. Week 1, again, it was just a shitty Jet loss. But week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, we rolled over. We got pushed around by teams that didn't even field proper squads. We had guys coming in after bagging groceries the week before. They're playing the offensive line for Dallas and Tampa. And they still pushed our defensive line around. It's like, come on, people. Not good. Not good. Tony Adams. Don't even get me started with Tony Adams. What? This guy should be cut. He's like the worst secondary in the NFL. Yet he's a starter on our team. All right? Tony Adams has played over 200 snaps, and he's one of the worst players in the league. What does that tell you about the way Muji and Glenn put together our secondary? It's atrocious, okay? This guy sucks. He's played 200 fucking snaps for our team. Mason Taylor and Garrett Wilson, the only bright spots on the team. I mean, Breece Hall is a bright spot too, but Breece Hall is going to be, he better have a light bag on the road because any day he could be traded. If the right team puts the right package together, Breece is gone. Okay? Fashanu has potential at left tackle, but he's green. He still needs work. He's a rook. He needs more work and get a little bit more seasoned, but I have high hopes for him. We do have a run game with Breece Hall. Obviously, the Braylon Allen injury kind of throws a big monkey wrench at what we're going to be doing. I got Isaiah Davis to plug and play there once Breece Hall is moved. And let's all be honest, at some point, Breece Hall is gone. The Jets can run the ball, but when they are not fumbling the ball in key spots. So there's that note. Like I said, 2 weeks ago, Braylon Allen inside the 5, fumble instead of putting 7 on the board or 3 from a bonehead play. We now go 0 and the ball's going the other way. Destroyed. It was like a backbreaker that destroyed us. Okay. Then last week, Breece Hall does the same thing. Do we learn anything in practice? Secure the ball. Yes, the punch out was a great punch out, but when you're inside the 5, secure the ball. That's the most important thing. Not moving this thing around like a loaf of bread. Protect the football. We cannot afford turnovers. This team is not good enough. This defense is not good enough to give us a chance if we turn the ball over. Stop with the freaking turnovers. We are -8 in turnovers. -8. That means we have turned the ball over 8 times and we've not gotten the ball back once. That is atrocious. You should be embarrassed to call yourselves a defensive coordinator, Wilkes. Another guy. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, please. Get out already, Wilkes. You are destroying this defense. I mean, this defense has some talented players, but they are not playing cohesive. They are not staying in their lanes. They over-pursue. Every time they do a bootleg, the whole defense just follows over, and you just see like the wide open field over there. So the bootleg goes that way, he rolls out, and the whole team gets faked out. Unbelievable. Why is everybody over pursuing? Why isn't anyone staying in their lanes? This is fundamentals, guys. Fundamental football. Why am I sitting on my couch seeing this and nobody upstairs is radioing in to Wilkes? It's like we keep over pursuing. We keep over pursuing. Hello? Fucking idiots. It's like the idiot farm down there. There is no coaching that I feel is working on this field. Maybe the offensive coordinator is doing okay, but that's enough. We'll get into that. We shall get into that. We have only one top 50 wide receiver. That is a major issue. So basically, you have Garrett Wilson and then a bunch of nobodies. Nobody else out there really belongs on that field other than Garrett Wilson when you're playing wide receiver. Okay? Arian Smith, nah. Reynolds, he's a 3 or a 4 at best. And he's got to be a 2 because Lazard, you're a disaster too. I mean, that was an Aaron Rodgers pick. We paid him, I think, $40 million over 4 years. It was just a waste of money. Stupid. And then now he's like a healthy scratch every week. Good. Nice job with that one. That's not Muji's fault. We got plenty of Muji problems here, but that was a carryover. Why is this defense unable to force a single turnover? Why do you work on this in practice? Every other team in the fucking league has made at least 2 turnovers. We're talking about the Titans. We're talking about the New Orleans Saints. We're talking about the Dolphins. You name a shit team, they've turned the ball over. Not the Jets. We have not been able to turn the ball over once. We have set a NFL record for the most games played with the most losses with not getting a forced turnover. It's disgusting. That is a stat that I never want to hear again. But you know what? We're probably going to hear it again extended next week when we go to England and the Denver Broncos ram the ball down our throats. And then we're going to be 0-6 with another game without a turnover. Okay? This might be the only franchise in the history of football that this ever happens to again. Why can't the defense tackle? So we can't force a turnover. We don't know how to tackle. The DC last year had to do a tackling seminar for our professional football team. What the fuck is that all about? It's like, why is our coach doing Pop Warner 101 bullshit with professional football players? Does anybody see a problem with that last year? And we brought a lot of that garbage back. That's why these guys are running like Dallas with 4 missing offensive linemen. 4 missing offensive linemen. That means they had 1 offensive lineman and they brought 4 fucking scrubs in off the bench. And the 5 of them pushed our D-line around, and Javonte Williams ran all over us like he's like Walter Payton. It was disgusting to watch. Why can't this defense cover a fucking tight end? Why? Jake Ferguson? Did you see that guy? Nobody saw him on the field but me on my couch. It was like another play action, boom, we throw the ball right to Jake Ferguson. There wasn't a guy within like 8 yards of the guy. And he just gashed us for a touchdown, and we're all standing around, hands on the hips, like, well, I don't know what happened here. Wilkes, what the fuck happened there? What? For the love of God, you're getting paid money to coach these guys up. Is it you? Is it them? Is it both of you? Why is this team making so many stupid penalties and turnovers? Why are we turning the ball over and making stupid penalties? Isn't this what Aaron Glenn preached to us at the beginning of the season? We are going to be a defensive football team. We're going to run the ball, and we are not going to make stupid penalties or turn the ball over. We're doing all the fucking things. Everything. All of it. The defense is horrendous. We are turning the ball over. Yes, we are running the ball. Okay, so you got that one right. But we're not tackling, and we're not playing defense, and we're not forcing turnovers, but we're giving a lot of penalties and turnovers on our own end. Again, I think -8 going into this Denver game. We are -8 on the turnovers. Hello, you don't get W's when you're -8 on the turnovers. You need the turnovers, especially a team like ours, which is subpar at best. And you need those things to go your way. See some more notes I put together. I'm all over the place like horseshit, so just stay with me because this rant is just gonna go. Every team in the league has at least 2 turnovers, and we have none. Talked about that earlier already. Jets are -8 in the turnover battle. We're worse than the NFL through 5 weeks. Just reiterating that again, just so that kind of really sinks in deep into your fucking soul. Our team is sloppy, undisciplined, and soft. We make mental errors, penalties, turnovers, missed tackles, and it's just a snowball of negativity every quarter of every game. We just snowball into problems. Yep. Sorry we have a rough season. Keep your head up. This is how it is there for 35 years. We just hit a rock bottom with this team this year. I know you're devoted Jet fans, but you had a second team to pick. Who would it be? To be honest with you, I actually tried to, when I moved from New York to Florida 30 years ago, I tried to become a Dolphin fan. I really did. I was like, my dad was able to do it. He came down, he left New York, he left the Jets, he left the Giants, he left the Knicks, he left the Yanks, he left the Mets. He just came down here. He went Heat, Marlins, Dolphins. He did the trifecta. And I couldn't do it. I became my one team, and believe me, do not call me a bandwagon fan. I became a Florida Panthers fan when I came down here because I left the Rangers, all right? That was the one team I was able to somehow do, and I picked a winner. So I got one winner. I'm a Yankee fan. I'm a Jets fan. I still root for the Knicks. I tried to root for the Heat. I can't do that either. But I was able to become a Panthers fan. And now, so that's what happened. That's my one Florida team that I'm down here with. All right. Let's back to the sewer that we root for. All right. Special teams, the mental errors on this kick team, I think they take stupid pills before they go out on the field. And Wilkes is handing them out because he's popping them himself. He's like, let me pop a couple stupid pills before I start coaching you guys up out there. This way, when we all over pursue and they gash us the other way, we all together don't know what the fuck is going on out there. Okay? How did this Dallas O-line push our defense around when you had 4 guys that literally were called up? Hello, hey, Joe, can you come play right guard for us? We don't. Oh, sure. Hey, can you play left guard? Do you have a buddy that you can ask to play tackle for us? That's how they patch that whole offensive line together. And then they jumped on a plane and flew down to the MetLife and steamrolled our defensive line. Hey, Q, do you think maybe against the 4 guys that were just paying groceries, you can make a big play? Or no? Briggs, how about you? Clemens, I'm not even going to ask you because you're just like the definition of stupidity out on that field. It's just the penalties, the stupid plays, the over pursue. It's just. All right. And the same with Tampa. So you had Dallas last week just push us around with backups. And the week before that, then you had Tampa push us around. I think they had 3 backups out there. So I thought our D-line and our offensive line, I thought the trenches were going to be at least something that we could stand behind and be like, all right, we're short. We only got 1 wide receiver. We got a decent running game. And we got a decent, trench setup on offense and defense. So we can kind of, like, at the beginning of the season, I thought we were like a very, very poor man's Philly, where Philly always knows how to build their defense and offensive lines, and they're always better than the other team with offense and defensive lines. So I thought we were kind of in that, they're here, and we're like, all right, we're here. No. I mean, for some reason our offensive line knows how to run block, but when it comes to pass blocking, they took Wilk's stupid pills that he's handing out to his defense. I guess that's what's going on. So again, backups, and we cannot freaking play against these backups that pushed us around. Sauce, he's not the same since year 1. And you know what this brought me to thinking? I was like, I think when talented players come to the Jets, they become shitty players. The coaching doesn't know how to coach these guys up. And just the aura and the stench and the toxicity that flows through a Jet front office and a Jet locker room just plagues these guys. Because Sauce in year 1, he looked like he was the real deal. And that was it. Then year 2, 3, and 4, you could just see he's gotten worse every year that he's been around this team. So now the league's figured him out. He's not a lead anymore. He gets called for more penalties and gives up more touchdowns than average corners do. Again, I feel like now he went from an elite corner to a good corner. He's okay. I'll give him that. But the Jets have now paid him to be the highest paid corner in the league. So that's a problem. So you can't even trade him because other teams are like, I'd like him, but not after what you paid him. So we can't even trade him. The Jets are probably going to be big sellers in this trade deadline. And it's going to probably start with Breece Hall. So we're going to sell off parts. We're going to probably get, 40 cents on the dollar for, a flush out. And we'll get some draft capital back and purge and start again. Like, this is what we do. Rinse and repeat. The team just has poor coaching, poor management. We just poor drafting. We hit on a couple of guys here, but you got to hit on the rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6, not 1 and 2. Everybody, for the most part, hits on 1 and 2, except when we draft 1 and 2, when we draft a quarterback. Then it's just like a guaranteed fuck up because we don't know how to tutelage any quarterbacks. Any quarterback that puts on a Jet jersey, you become terrible. That's just the way it is. You just become terrible. Steve Wilkes is lost. He's outcoached every week, and he's supposed to be a mature veteran, but he's lost out there. He's doing nothing for us. Nothing for this team. Okay? I'm watching some film on the Dallas game, and I saw multiple plays that Fields missed Wilson wide open. So wide open receivers, and he takes a sack. So, but this has always been Fields' problem. He doesn't read, he doesn't process, and the game just kind of like happens too fast for him, and he stands there like a deer in headlights. And there was a few plays in Dallas, on that Dallas game, where you can see Wilson get open, and in an NFL open, Garrett was like as open as you're going to get in an NFL game. And you could just see Fields missed his window to pump him the ball, wide open, but held it, and then panics and takes a sack. So instead of like a nice 15, 17-yard route for a first down, we take a 14-yard loss for a sack. It's like a 28, 30-yard swing against us. That's what losers do, okay? That is what losers do, and we're losers. So I like Justin Fields. I like him as a person. I like everything that he says and acts. But when it comes onto the field, he doesn't process. So because he doesn't process, we really can't. You can't make him a franchise quarterback, okay? So he needs to see those reads. And because Fields isn't seeing those reads, we're never going to be able to make these plays. Okay? The Cowboys steamrolled us with those 4 starting O-line out, and they didn't have their number 1 wide receiver. So without CeeDee Lamb and 4 starting linemen, they steamrolled us at home. And meanwhile, there was like 30, 40,000 fans there wearing Cowboys jerseys. So there's that. Nice job, Woody. Way to like make your fans not even want to go to this game anymore with the garbage you put on that field. All of the stats that happen offensively for the Jets and Justin Fields happen in garbage time. Nothing is happening in those first 2-3 quarters of the game. It's all in that late third, fourth quarter when we're already down by 15, 20 points, and the defenses are dropping back. They're giving everything, all the dinks and dunks over the middle. They're giving us that. But, so yeah, he's picking up 10, 12, 15-yard passes. Oh, there's an 18-yard run. There's, so they get, but they don't care. The defense doesn't care because they're just looking at the clock. They're like, we're up 3 scores. All right, if they do a 3, 4, 5 minute drive, that's fine, and then we'll run it down their throats, score 3 to 7 points, and then we'll play this nonsense with them again. So that's why these stats are all bullshit. Padded stats that we are getting in garbage time. All right? 13 missed tackles before the half against Dallas. 13 missed tackles before the half. Wilkes, teach these guys how to tackle or get rid of them. Put other guys in because the guys you're putting in are not getting the job done. You can't win a football game in this league if you can't tackle. Here's another stupidity thing. So it's 85, 90 degrees. The weather's everybody knows MetLife is going to be like 90 degrees and blazing sun. Let's put on our all black uniforms, you stupid schmucks. Go white when you know it's going to be 85, 90 degrees. I mean, come on. I live in Florida now. I know these things. Why do I know this? And why does the other why does the management not say, like, guys, it's going to be 85, 90 degrees. We got 200, 300, 400-pound guys. Let's put them in black so they just absorb all the sun on the field. You fucking idiots. Just schmucks. Aaron, if that was you, I mean, shame on you for sending your team out there in all black shirts, black pants. I mean, come on. We just, like, that's stupid. You got to think about every little thing that we can do right. We need just to get a chance at a W, and it feels like everything we do is the opposite. From penalties, turnovers, wearing all black in 90-degree sun when you have the choice. I'm sure Dallas is like, these fucking idiots. Look at these fucking idiots. Sure, okay. What did Dallas go out in? All white, you schmucks. They were wearing all white. We were wearing all black. It's unbelievable. It's like, this is what we're dealing with, though. We're dealing with an idiot farm that's running this, like, unprofessional group of 53 guys. Well, there we have it. That was my rant. I feel better getting this out and off my chest and sharing my misery with you. Hopefully you got something out of this. Maybe you disagree with it. Maybe you concur with it. But this is how I feel. I've loved this team for 35 years. In the early 80s, before I wrap up, in the early 80s, my dad worked on the New York Stock Exchange. And that was when Mark Gastineau and Lyons and Salam, they and Joe Klecko formed the New York Sack Exchange. This New York Sack Exchange was seeing Gastineau running around. That got me hooked. I got all fired up. I was like, my dad works on the New York Stock Exchange. These Jets are fun to root for. That was when I first started it. And then since then, I've had a glimmer of taste under Rex Ryan and Bill Parcells. Those were the two coaches that actually I felt like when the Jets went on the field, we actually had a chance to, like, compete. And I knew a Bill Parcells defense was always going to be, like, staple. And Rex Ryan too. When he had a defense out there, you knew your defense was going to do their job. This defense is Matador. Come on through. Run right through. I don't even know how to tackle, but we'll watch you. We'll watch you run into the end zone. That's what this team is doing. And Aaron Glenn, I loved him as a cornerback. He was a great cornerback for this team. But he's in over his head. He can't coach this team. This team, he just got engulfed by the toxicity of the Jet organization. We should not have hired a non-coached, experienced guy. Like, you needed to bring in someone that's proven himself. And Aaron was a defensive coordinator that played a little bit of defensive coordinator for Detroit. And, now you come over to this dumpster fire and you become the head coach. Just 5 weeks, you got eaten up, chewed up, and spit out. And you got put through the meat grinder. It's like this fan base has no patience. So I don't want to hear anything about you. This isn't instant coffee, and I got to see the tape, and we got to do better. It's like, enough. The product on the field that you are putting out week in and week out sucks. It's terrible. It is the worst I've seen in 30-something years. All right? You are now being grouped with Kotai and Adam Gase. that is not company you want to have, okay? Those are guys that are laughing stocks of the organization and of the NFL coaching genre, all right? So you're in that group now. You know, that sucks. I feel for you, buddy, but you got to do better. And I think you need to hold Wilkes accountable on that defense. This is some of the worst Jet defense I've seen in a long time. And you're responsible for it. So even if it's Wilkes' fault, you're the head coach now. You need to fix it. Take over. Get rid of Wilkes. Wilkes doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's just not working. All right? I mean, this is where we are right now. And we're going to England. And the chances of us taking down Denver, who has the great defense that I wish we had, they're going to run us over. We're not going to do anything with this team. We're going to get blown out. I think Vegas has us it's like we're like a 7.5 point underdog. We're going to probably lose by 14, 17 points. If we don't, I'll be shocked. But from what we've seen in the last 5 weeks, we're not flying over the pond and getting ourselves mentally ready and prepared to play a good football team. No, we couldn't be bad. Miami sucks too. I mean, they suck less than we suck, but Miami sucks, and we made them look good. Dallas was playing with scabs, and we made them look good. So we're the worst. We're the only team that hasn't won a game. So now let's see what we do with one of the better teams in the league on the road like this. All right, we'll see. I'll give you my Monday quarterback after that game. But for now, this is the Jet Fan Diary, and I'll talk to you guys later.